So, hi, I'm Valerie, and I'm really excited to expand one of the youngest and most innovative hotel brands in the world to creative capitals across the globe. Our goal, the goal of Zoku, is to create a home base for global nomads, as we call them. We believe that it's really about those little things that make the change in hospitality. So today I would like to take you on this journey and talk about those little things we do at Zoku to create this special experience for our residents. So let me tell you the story of Charles. This is Charles. He is a successful entrepreneur, travels a lot, and always finds himself in new places around the world. His days are full of long hours and meetings. He doesn't really find time to do things he loves, but on some occasions he really does those things he cares about. He loves great food, music, and to spend time with people who share his values. So for us, Charles is a global nomad. When he moved to Amsterdam for 6 months, he didn't know anyone. So first, he stayed at a conventional business hotel and spent most of his evenings working in his room or ordering room service and watching a movie. So he soon looked for something else to live, something that would reflect who he is and the way he wants to live. And that's when he found Zoku. Zoku was a very different experience for Charles because Zoku really tries to focus on those little aspects to hospitality that I want to talk to you today. So when he came to Zoku, he used this entrance. It could actually be the entrance to a normal residential building, so just like at home. No big lobby with a seating area, a reception guarding the doors, or stuff roaming around. Instead, it is just a simple entrance. So when Charles takes the elevators to the 6th floor, he finds this: a greenhouse full of plants, accompanied by the sound of birds and an astonishing view over the city. And this is where his experience really starts. On top of everything, away from this daily rush on the streets in this kind of private and secret place. So when he passes this greenhouse, he finds this. Again, nothing he had actually expected. Still no reception with a queue of people waiting to check in. Instead, he's greeted by Sven, one of our sidekicks. We call them sidekicks at Zoku because their tasks go way beyond the smooth operations of the hotel, because they're really there to create the space for a community, to create an environment for people to connect. So Sven shakes Charles' hand, asks him how he's feeling today, offers him a coffee, and takes the time for a chat. At Zoku, we believe that we can skip those formalities and keep the barrier between the guest and the host as low as possible to make them feel home. To find time for this, we let technology do the work for us, so that we can really focus on our guests, understand them, get to know them, and about the things they really care about. So after a quick check-in, Charles goes to check out his room. Here we are. Actually, this is not even a room. It's a loft, a micro apartment on 28 square meters. So by getting the bed out of the center of the room and pushing it up there to split level. This becomes much more than a room to sleep in. So Charles can simply close the doors to the bed, push the staircase inside, and suddenly finds himself in a proper living space. So, just talking about those little things, I'd like to tell you a story of how we actually got to this loft. We had 5 prototypes and asked 150 people of the target audience to explore it and give us feedback on what we could still improve. In the end, we adjusted the bed height, even changed the cupboard openers and the entrance height to make sure that our residents perceive the loft as a spacious and smart place. But back to Charles. So he explores his room a bit and decides to change some of the art on the wall against the one he's just seen here in the hallway. This is another little thing we created, the art swap, so that our residents have an opportunity to make their space a bit more personal. So Charles uses his loft to work there alone or with his team, and sometimes also invites friends over for dinner. And if he misses a gadget for the perfect meal, he can just grab it from the resident pantry down the hallway where he finds everything. And this is another thing we introduced to give people show them that we trust them, which creates a feeling of homeliness again. On other nights, Charles has dinner upstairs, chatting with the chef at the kitchen counter, or joins residents for dinner. As you can see, we created those long hostel-like tables that invite for interaction. During the day, he spends a lot of time around here. This is the same picture that I've shown you in the beginning with the reception and the kitchen and the cake counter. So a very hybrid space where a lot of people also come from Amsterdam to work there, meet people there, or simply have a coffee. So Charles really likes that because he gets a chance to meet locals, people from the city, during the daily fika. The fika is a Swedish tradition that we adopted at Zoku, where people have coffee and cake together and take a break from their work. Sometimes Charles also joins into a ping pong session in the afternoon if the table is currently not used for a meeting. So today, Charles knows everyone at Zoku and the other way around. When he comes upstairs, he's greeted by friends and people he wants to get to know. They share ideas and create a community of like-minded people who strive for innovation and a new way of living. So this is what Zoku is about. Those little things we consistently try to look for, to improve this way of perceiving a hotel or accommodation. Because it's about those little things that turn a stay into an experience and make your guests residents who are excited to come home every day. Thank you.